Chosokabe, Masters of the Bow. None are a match for the Chosokabe's archery prowess. Hi, my name is MrSmartDonkey, and today we're going to be taking a look at the ins and outs of the Chosokabe. As is tradition, we will start with the Chosokabe's clan traits. Somewhat surprisingly, the Chosokabe are actually Masters of the Land, although their description does call them Masters of the Bow as well. The reason they are called Masters of the Land is because of their increased income from farms trait, giving them a plus 10% increase to farm income. Not a bad trait at all, as more income is always welcome in Shogun 2. More exciting are their two remaining traits though. Reduced recruitment cost and upkeep for all bow infantry and can recruit superior bow infantry are once again the usual changes most clans get to a set of units. The Chosokabe bow infantry are better and cheaper than those of other clans. Important to note that it does specifically mention bow infantry, meaning bow cavalry are not included. The Takeda do get improved bow cavalry, which is interesting because it means that Takeda's bow cavalry are better than the bow cavalry of the clan that are supposed to field the best archers in the land. Onto the campaign. The Chosokabe have one of the easiest starting positions in the game. They start on the island of Shikoku in the province of Tosa. Tosa has average soil, a port, and a lumber camp for a bit of added income as well as wood as a trade resource. One of the cheapest trade resources, but a trade resource nonetheless. Tosa also starts with an archery dojo, meaning you can start recruiting bow samurai from turn 1. The Chosokabe only have two neighbors. To the north are the Kono in the province of Iyo. They are your only enemy at the start of the game. Iyo has average soil, as well as a port. Not a particularly profitable province, but one you must take either way. To the east are the Sogo and Sanuki. Sanuki only has meager soil, but it does have a stoneworks as well, giving you a second trade resource early on. Lastly, to your east are the Miyoshi, who start with Awa, Awaji and Setsu. One of the larger clans at the start of the campaign, but they usually lose Setsu after a single turn to the Takeyama. Awa has average soil as well as pastures, giving yet another trade resource, this time horses, which as I've said before is the one that will sell for the most when selling trade agreements. The Chosokabe's expansion path is clear as day at the start of the campaign. Start by taking out the rebellion in your lands, then take out the Kono, and then move east to take the rest of the island. After doing that, you have a few options. In my opinion, your best option is to take the island of Kyushu next. You can either land at the bottom of the island at the Shimazu starting province in Satsuma and work your way up, or start at the top in Buzen and work your way down. Both options have their pros and cons. Starting at the bottom means you get access to a blacksmith right away, which you can start upgrading to improve your melee units. It also means that when you get to the top, you can immediately make your way onto the main island of Japan and continue taking territories. Despite that, I prefer landing at the top because it gives you access to the artisan building right away, meaning you can upgrade that to get better archers. Since archers are what the Chosokabe is all about, I like getting them upgraded as soon as possible. Another thing you want to do right at the start of the campaign is upgrade your port as soon as possible, so you can start sending ships to the western trade nodes. If you do it fast enough, you can get 2 or even 3 trade nodes before the other clans take them. This will help you tremendously with any money problems you might otherwise have. Finally, a look at the Chosokabe family tree, which isn't pretty. At first glance you can tell it's a little bare bones. Your Daimyo Chosokabe Kunichika has okay traits, but he's getting old, being 41 already. Courageous gives all units under his command plus 1 morale, one of the better traits to have in the early game. Distrustful gives him a minus 2% chance of being assassinated, which is good to have on your Daimyo, but it's nothing like the minus 5% other Daimyos get. You start with 2 kids, but sadly their ages far apart. A 20-year-old daughter you can use to solidify an alliance somewhere is useful, but sadly your heir is only 6, meaning he won't come of age for a long time. Your second general is an unrelated 39-year-old with no special traits. Next up are the Chosokabe specific units, of which there are 5. Since most of the units are just straight up improvements from the vanilla counterpart, I will just quickly skim over those. First up are the Chosokabe Boashigaru, which have received plus 5 reload skill and accuracy as their buff. They also have slightly increased melee stats, but not enough to throw them into a melee fight unless absolutely necessary. Next up are the Chosokabe Bow Samurai, who have received plus 10 reload skill and accuracy as their range buffs, and the same minor buff to melee that the Chosokabe Boashigaru received as well. Once again not enough to throw them into melee, although important to note that even a vanilla Bow Samurai can just about defeat a Yarishigari out of Yariwo in melee, and the Chosokabe Bow Samurai will do it while losing far less men. Next are the Chosokabe Bow Warrior Monks, which are without a doubt the best bow infantry unit in the game. They get a plus 5 reload skill and plus 10 accuracy bonus compared to the vanilla counterpart. The Yasugi and Ikuiki Bow Warrior Monks have also seen improvements, but not as much as the Chosokabe Bow Warrior Monks. There are no melee improvements like there are for the other ranged infantry. The Yasugi do have 1 extra morale on their Bow Warrior Monks, but they are the only clan in the game to get that bonus. The final unit to have received a straight upgrade is the Chosokabe Bow Hero, who has had its reload skill and accuracy increased by 10, as well as more significant melee bonuses with most notably a plus 5 charge bonus. With these upgrades, the Chosokabe Bow Hero has a base 90 accuracy, which is just crazy. The final unit in the list, which is unique to the Chosokabe, is the Chosokabe Daikyu Samurai, which are somewhere between a Bow Samurai and a Bow Warrior Monk. They have the range of a Bow Warrior Monk, with range stats similar to a Bow Samurai. They are relatively easy to recruit and are a good replacement for Bow Samurai. Personally, I still prefer Bow Warrior Monks in the long run, but the Chosokabe Daikyu Samurai are by no means a poor choice as your main ranged unit. Lastly, it's army composition time. Since bow infantry are the Chosokabe's strength, I like playing them incredibly defensive, meaning very little cavalry and a lot of archers. Since you can recruit bow samurai from turn 1, I recommend getting a few in your army early on and filling out the rest with Yari and Boshigaru. Usually I'm not a fan of bow samurai, but since you can recruit them so early, and with the improvements over vanilla bow samurai, they will actually do incredibly well early on. When getting to the later game, you'll want to get defensive units to protect your archers. Naginata samurai are the best in the business for that goal, so I recommend fielding a bunch of those with some katana samurai to deal damage. When going fully defensive, I tend to stay away from cavalry altogether and just get more archers. In my legendary campaign, I ended up fielding about 10 archers in my army, which is an incredibly fun and satisfying but also dangerous way to play. You're incredibly susceptible to flanking both from enemy infantry and cavalry, but if you manage to protect your archers they can do an insane amount of damage, and because there are so many of them you can literally kill any unit in a matter of seconds. That is going to do it for the Chosokabe clan overview. Good luck on your hunting adventures. If you like these types of videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask them in the comments and I shall do my best to answer them. Also let me know which clan you'd like to see covered next. Thank you very much for watching, hope you've enjoyed, have a good day and goodbye.